Hey, what's up, guys? Joshua here with I Cut Grass LLC, and it's June the 5th, 2018. Haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. I've been overwhelmed. I've been wanting to get some videos up out in the field. I still haven't really done that yet. I did a mulch video. I'll get some stuff up in time, but I'm a little bit under the gun right now. I wanted to jump on real quick and share something with you guys. And before I do that real quick, if you haven't subscribed to my page, maybe you'll consider doing that now. And maybe you'll even consider recommending my page to one of your friends. I don't get any money for doing this. I don't have any sponsors that give me equipment to use or anything. I guess that would be nice. But I really just want to help people, as I've said before. So that being said, please consider subscribing to the page if you haven't already. What I want to talk very briefly with you about today is something that happened to me. I've been in business for 11 years, and this just happened the first time last week or the week before. And long story short, we were at a property. One of my guys was there doing a cleanup. And I get a random phone call from another contractor who's there and is on site and is blaming my guy and saying that he has stole his wallet. So it wasn't the supervisor of the organization. It was an employee or a subcontractor of the contractor. And long story short, there were some guys that were in the building that were doing some demo in the house. My guy was outside doing some cleanup, bush work, that kind of stuff, because that's what we do. And the guy calls me and he's frantic. He's like, hey man, you need to get over here. I don't know if you're the manager kid or whatever, but you need to get over here because your guy stole my wallet. It can't be any of my guys because your guy is the only other guy here. Now that was literally the explanation that I got on the phone. Okay, and again, this is the first time this has ever happened, but this kind of stuff can happen if you're on site and there are other contractors there. This is not the first time that I've been on site with another contractor, but the first time that something like this has happened. And so it was a learning experience for me. So the guy is frantic. So I asked him, I said, "Are you certain about this?" And he says, "Yes, I'm certain." And I say, "Did you see him around your truck?" He said, "No." I said, "Did you see him go in your truck?" He said, "No." I said, "Okay." Now, real quick, my guys speak Spanish. Okay, they don't speak, or this guy specifically doesn't speak English, but he understands it. And I'm bilingual. I can speak Spanish. My other guys are bilingual as well, but this guy isn't. And in the 5 years he's worked with me, there's never been a problem. As a matter of fact, I cannot tell you how many times this guy has come back and the customer has handed him $100 in cash as a tip. And I'm not joking. It happens all the time. So he says no. So my point in bringing that up is that he's a trustworthy guy, okay? And I know my guys really well. I treat them very, very well. And I think that's part of the reason I've had the success that I've had with them, because I don't lowball them. So the guy says, "No, I haven't seen him around my truck. I haven't seen him in there. But he just had to do it because he's the only other guy here." So the next thing I said is, "Hey, I'm sorry, I understand. I'm not saying that you have or haven't misplaced your wallet." I said, "But being out and about in the past, I have misplaced my wallet, and I have assumed that someone has stole it, only to find out later in the day I find it somewhere where I was talking on the phone and I set it down," or something stupid like that. "No, that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened. Your guy took it," and he's upset and he's frantic. I said, "Well, I would recommend two quick things real quick. Number one, call the police department and file a report, because if that's the case, if someone stole it, the police need to know about it." He never called the police, okay? And I'll get to that in a minute. I said, secondly, call your credit card companies and cancel all of your cards. "No, I mean, I know he has this, blah, blah, blah." Well, long story short, I ended up going over there. I met the other business owner. He was there, and he apologized to me. He said, "Well, I told him to call you. I should have called you." And we talked it out. Initially, I was really hot. And that's another thing. You always got to be professional. Okay, you got to maintain your bearing. Okay, just because someone's accusing you of something, saying "F you, F you," you don't come back and say, "I'm gonna whoop your ass," for example. You don't do any of that. You stay professional. It just so happens that this customer's house that we were working at pays us a bunch of money to do work, and I don't need a black eye. My business doesn't need a black eye because someone is jumping the gun saying that we stole something. So I ended up calling the police when I got there, and the police wouldn't do anything because I'm not a victim. I can't file a report, but I've watched some Judge Judy in the past, right? And I was like, my thought process was, hey, I'm going to get the cops over here. They're going to do an investigation. So if this guy ever tries to pursue a civil suit, I can say, hey, we called the cops, and they did a search of my truck, and there was nothing there. So fast forward a couple weeks later, I never heard back from any of the guys. They've got my business card. They never filed a police report. They never followed up with me, and I don't know 100% what happened, but I can tell you, I can speculate what likely happened. The guy found his wallet somewhere, okay? And he doesn't have the balls to call us back and apologize. And I understand that. You know, pride is a hard thing to swallow. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if all of his credit cards and all this cash that was in his wallet were taken, he would have filed a report. Hands down. It never happened. So how does this correlate, or how does this relate to you? Number one, you can hear what I did, and in hearing what I did, maybe it will help you to make a better decision if this happens to you in the future. Or maybe you can learn from it and say, well, I wouldn't have done what you did, Joshua. I would have done X, Y, and Z. And that's fine. Remember, you own the business. But the key here is to remind you to always be professional. No matter what happens, be professional. You can go to the gym and you can blow off stress if you have to, okay? Or you can go home and you can kick something if that's how you do it. Or you can run, or you can listen to music, whatever it is. But you're a business owner, right? And you want to grow your business. And oftentimes customers will look at how you evaluate and handle situations. And if they're impressed with what you did, they might be giving your referral information, or rather your contact information, out to all their friends, right? And so you win from that. But also from a legal perspective, you don't want to go over and get in a fight with somebody. You don't want to tell your guys to fight someone. We were out one time on a job site where these guys in a van rolled up and stole a bunch of my hand tools, trimmers, blowers, all that kind of stuff. And my guy's initial reaction was to jump in the truck and chase them down and to shoot them, literally. And I said, no. We don't do that. We got insurance, okay? You don't want to put yourself in a position where, you might feel justified in going and smacking someone upside the head, not to mention the fact that they actually might whip you, right? But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're getting arrested. So these are just some things to consider. Always be professional. If something really is missing, someone needs to call the police department, all right? And if they start dropping F-bombs on you and that kind of stuff, you don't have to exchange that back with a return of F-bombs. All you do, sir, I'm sorry, you're being unprofessional. I don't conduct myself like this. I'm going to end this phone call. Boom. If they start texting you, threatening you and everything, ignore it and save the text messages. Take screenshots if you have to and create a log. Anyway, this is Joshua with I Cut Grass LLC. I just wanted to share this experience with you. Hopefully it helps you to more efficiently run your business or navigate some of the things that we're going to encounter over the course of business. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember, subscribe to my page if you don't mind. I'll see you again in the future.